What if I just did a video where I didn't speak and I just made faces? What's all this mess? My coffee. I think my in-laws might have ruined my coffee maker over the weekend, though, because they drink so much coffee. They used it up. Hi. I've been in Facebook suspension now for almost a week. So there's that, which is great. Makes my life nice. Hey, are you feeling better? Oh, my subscribers are over here. And thank y'all for hanging in with me. I am feeling better. I'm not perfect. My head does not hurt as much, and I'm not as achy. I woke up yesterday feeling like dog doo-doo. The dog. Honor, come over here. I think I made it to the, yeah, I sort of like YouTube, though. I mean, now I'm so nervous if we're talking about stuff on Facebook. I'm like, crap. Is there anything I can talk about? Like, it makes me nervous. Like I was about to say that if Trump had wanted to win the election, what he should have done is just made faces, because then Biden wouldn't have dropped out. They played their card way too early. He's crazy, he's old, he's this. And not that they weren't wrong. I mean, he is old as hell. But they should have been shh, 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 and waited till it was too late and then attacked. But now they're in trouble. I want to be like Heather Cox Richardson, because Nikki Haley said, the party that gets rid of their 80-year-old candidate is going to be the winner. If she hadn't said that, she might have been the presidential nominee. I'm not saying I want her to be, but that is a real lesson for me, that keep your mouth shut. I mean, there's no hope for me running for anything, because I'm sure they'll dredge up all sorts of comments I said. My ship has sailed. And I really need my subscriber page back, because my daughter is, my daughter started work yesterday. Heather Cox Richardson, read her every morning. All I have to say, Melissa, is I sent a message to my friend Kate this morning and was like, if Heather Cox Richardson has the performance bonus on Facebook, she is making bank. So the performance bonus you make if you get a lot of views. So I had one post that made $1,000. That's a lot. And I was like, oh, it was my nice post about my daughter, and what was it about? Well, I thought it was nice. Oh, on her trip. Wait, today's Thursday? Is it? Crap. This is a problem. What's Blair doing? Well, I'm going to tell you now. So I made $1,000 on this post, and I was like, this is amazing. I mean, I've got this performance bonus. This is wonderful. La, 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 la. I got to go over here and change who gets to talk. Crap, but I can never remember how to do it. Cancel. Well, I can't do it. Well, I looked at this post and I was like, gosh, they really liked it. No. It was all negative comments. It had 112 shares and 1,000 negative comments. So evidently that's what you make money on Facebook. Heather Cox Richardson's post had 13,000 shares and 10,000 comments. So let's just do the math. I made $1,000 with 100 shares. She had 13,000 shares. She's making like 20,000 for every written post she puts up. I mean, that's like flying in a jet. How many carbs are in this? There's no carbs in this. It's not cake, Phyllis. It's creamer. And I bought it for my guest, and then they don't drink sugar. So now I have to drink it because I don't want to waste it. So I told my daughter, she said, can I make a cake? I'm real against people cooking in this house because they do not clean up. And there is, voila. There's cake that they cleaned up. Sugar is carbs. I know, I was kidding, Angela. I'm going to have to clean today because if I don't clean today, then it's going to get too dirty. It's like on the cusp of getting dirty. Oh, it's so good though if you're sick. Do you go home Friday? No. I hope you don't have COVID. Oh, well, I tell you what. If I do have COVID, I'm not ever going to know. Unless they test me in the morgue. Because I'm not finding out if I have COVID or not. No, I'm not going to go over and like lick my neighbors or anything. But, I mean, I walk 4 feet and now I can't. I have no signal. You need your infusion. I don't think the infusion makes me feel like this. It's a different malaise. You read on X something is about to happen in North Carolina politically. Well, Governor Cooper was in Eatonton yesterday, and he's on the short list for the vice president nomination. And people do like him. I've messaged him, but he never, nobody from his office ever responded to me when I would message him, and I helped him. I've heard him quote me. He would never admit it, but it's true. The only time I ever heard from his office was during COVID, when I put up this fake news post. I'm so pleased with myself. And it was, my hair, I'm getting a headache. I put up this fake post and it was like, Governor Cooper announces that you would want to know if you had COVID for your family and friends. Well, agree, Patty. So you know what I'm doing? I'm just not visiting anybody. I'm operating like I have COVID without going to Walgreens to get a COVID test. Because at Walgreens, it's where you go to die. So anyway, I did this post and it was like, Governor Cooper announces that all children are going to have to repeat the school year next year. I mean, clearly that could not be a thing. So I put that up. Yes, thank you, Carly. Like this video and subscribe. Oh, look, there's Lori. She's a member. It's hard to know with all these words they use. And I got a call that morning at like 9 a.m. and they were like, the governor we would like to know if you can. I know, I bet she will put Mark Kelly, Kyla. That's Gabby's husband. Yeah, I could see that. But anyway, there's hope. I want a vice president from North Carolina. We might get better highways. So anyway, Gabby Kevins, not Gabby Kelly. Gifford. Never mind. I'm wrong. Never mind. So, y'all are distracting me. I'm going to turn off comments. They're like, you take this post down because the governor's office is getting hundreds of calls. Hundreds of calls. People mad as hell. I was like, no, I'm not taking it down. Hey, Penny. So if you're on my Tales of an Educated Debutante page and you're a subscriber over there and you pay, I currently cannot do subscriber videos. So what I'm doing is doing subscriber videos over on the Educated Debutante page. You do not have to pay for these videos. This is a temporary disruption. And I'm doing them over on the YouTube, which I love the YouTube. And you can subscribe to YouTube for free, and you become a member, you pay. And there's 3 different tiers. There's the $5 tier, which is like the Facebook group. And then there's the $10 tier, which means you have access to a whole compilation of videos with my husband, which are hysterical. And then there is the $25 group, which I don't know what that's going to be yet. Facebook booted you. Should you subscribe there again or become a member here? I'd become a member here. I would say if you're new, I would, if you're already a subscriber on Tails, you could switch over to YouTube if you want to, because I'm going to be on YouTube permanently. And if you're wondering if you should join one or the other, you could go ahead and join YouTube instead, because now, if you want access to all the old stuff, the $10 thing is your deal. You're getting confused now. Well, I've confused myself. Once I get my page back, I'll be going live on Tails and YouTube. Wednesday coffee chat, isn't it today, Thursday? It is for people that don't live in a time warp, which clearly I do. My son Russell is doing an internship at Carteret General Hospital. He's doing orthopedic surgery. Should we unsubscribe from Tails? I don't think you need to. I really don't. I think I would just stick with it. I think it'd be more, are you going to do away with the Tails page? No. But I am going to be on, but I think if I were starting from scratch, if you're not doing anything, I would start on YouTube. Any new info from Facebook Masterminds on Tails page? No, every 10 minutes I get an email that's like, we made a mistake with your page, you're not restricted, and then I can't make video. You thought it was Friday. Well, tomorrow I have an appointment with my friend Mary Helen Hutchinson because I'm sure I have some basal squamous on my darn ear. Oh, so I know what I was going to talk about. I can't move this chair. I can't lean back like this. My daughter had her first day of work yesterday. Is the educated debutante $10 page staying? Yes, I just am so behind, but yes, it is, Kate. She started her first job yesterday. And I mean, I wanted to take her picture, and she would not let me even take her picture. But she came home full of get the Trump ear bandage. I mean, I was supposed to go last week, and I was thinking, I cannot wait to have the Trump ear bandage because, you know, I'm going to wear it to Walmart. People are going to, like, high-five me. Have you had skin cancers before? Yes, I've had a basal and a squamous, one on each ear. Seems like you're sick a lot. I don't like that comment. The whole time you've thought your page has been restricted, we get notifications for your videos. Well, you're talking about the educated debutante page. Okay, let me keep talking. Y'all are distracting me. So she come last night. I pick her up at 10:30, and she's like, oh, "I made $40. $40." I said, "Well, that's pretty good." That was like the best statement of why people should work. So she just turned 15 last week because it gives you some sort of concept of what it cost. Because DoorDash is $40. So it's like she's getting a little bit of a taste of here's what you have to do to work and here's what you make, right? Chris wants to unsubscribe. Well, you don't appear to be subscribed, Chris, so you're good. So that was funny. And then she said a bunch of other comments that I can't repeat on these big videos. I gotta wait till I get back. You look like cow do. Kiss my ASS. Why did hundreds of people call the governor's office about your post? Because I said that the governor was making people go back to repeat a year of school. It is not true. Are you still getting your infusions? Yes, I've skipped one though. I skipped July, so I'm going to do it in August with Nurse Gina. All my subscribers know Nurse Gina. Oh, hey, Chris. So Blair is a hostess at a restaurant. Oh, and she said, 5 people recognize me because of you. And I said, well, do you want me to like tell my followers like not to speak to you? She was like, no, that'll just make it worse. I said, well, what did you do? She said, I acted like I had no idea what they were talking about. And when I go to work next time, I'm going to say my name is Chelsea. Was she happy with $40 or unhappy? I wouldn't say she was happy. I mean, she knew what she was going to make, but she worked from 4 to 10:30. Yeah. Today is Thursday. The caption says Wednesday morning. Oh, God. I mean, I struggle. What infusion? I have an autoimmune disorder and I get infusions. If you're ever watching on the YouTube, you better subscribe and like the post. What is minimum wage in North Carolina? I think it's $7.50, Liz. Does everybody at Amos Mosquito go by a Philly sake southern name like Betty Sue Shrimp? Yes, they do, and I love it. It's kind of nice. They all wear like mechanic shirts, and then they have like names like Betty Sue Shrimp. I think, no tip, she's a hostess. I think my first job was at a restaurant. It was at the Ice House, which is no longer in existence. And over in Morehead City, I was 16. I got this, my dad said, if you want to live at the beach, you have to have a job, which was always the rule in our family. And so I got myself a job as a hostess. Well, exactly, Derek. She would like my followers if she was a waitress, but she's a hostess, so there's no tips. So anyway, I I got this job, and it wasn't exactly being a hostess. It was roller skating on the boardwalk and handing out menus. But I made $5 an hour back then. And this was in 1992. So that was pretty good money, I guess. And I would wear these jean shorts. I love those jean shorts. And I had this leather belt and this shirt from Benetton. And I would roller skate around and, charge $10 for a photo with her as the hostess. That is such a smart idea, Heather. Oh, I'm going to tell her that. And I would hand out menus on the boardwalk. And the boardwalk was wooden. Roller skating on a boardwalk was kind of a big deal. And there were a lot of predators out there. There was this one dude. What was his name? He had dreadlocks, and his name was Mitch. Somebody's going to be like, that's my husband, or my grandpa. He was nice. Can you still skate? Do you think I know if I can still skate, Phyllis? I can still ski, but skate might be, no, if I fell, I would never get up. Mitch with dreadlocks, and I think he ran, he might have been a captain on the Joy Boy. Well, I can't remember. But anyway, he was always like lurking around. You know, back then you didn't tell your parents anything like that. You were just like, creep, leave me alone. He left this mixtape in my car. I was 16. And the mixtape had songs. It was like mainly the Violent Femmes. Let me go on like a blister in the sun. I mean, what the hell? What kind of song is that anyway? And it might have had some Stevie Nicks. God, I wish I had that mixtape. It was called Mitch's Mixtape. Yeah, Derek, but he was like 40, and I was a teenager. I mean, this ain't Arkansas. I'm from Arkansas, and we don't do that. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So anyway, I had this job, and then suddenly I got promoted from skating to counting the money at the end of the night. So I wasn't in the restaurant. So I was supposed to go through the receipts. I also never got past Algebra 2, FYI. And at this point, maybe I'd had geometry in Algebra 1. I was supposed to go through the receipts, and then the money in the register was supposed to match the receipts. Let me just say, the money in the register never, ever, ever matched the receipts. And I got paid in cash. Like Blair had to fill out all these tax documents, had to have her social. We had stuff from Homeland Security. I mean, this is above board. There wasn't anything like this back then. And no siree, here's your $5. And the rumor on the street was that my boss had been in jail because he had covered up a mafia crime. And when he got out of jail, this is amazing, this stuff is in my brain. When he got out of jail, he had a brand new Jeep Cherokee waiting for him. This is back when they were square. And he got the job. I mean, got the restaurant. Yep. And the deal was he went to jail. He didn't tell on people. That's what my 16-year-old self heard. Blair likes her new job a lot. She did not like people recognizing her. I said, well, what did you say? She said, I just acted like I had no idea what they were talking about, so they would think I was the wrong. Debutante daughter tips. Y'all are really pulling out the archives of my brain. I've got the magic sound button on. I need people to come be the members over on the YouTube. Hold on. I'm going to go get the link. I'm getting the link. Hang on. Was John the owner then? Yes, he was. Was that a true story? John was the owner. This is how rumors get started. Can you tell something? Can you say something like that? Is that a rumor? Oh, really? I'm dying. I want to put a comment up. So over on the other page, I can't put comments up over here. I don't know why. Blair needs a disguise. Well, that's not a bad idea. She probably does. Well, I don't, who knows? So many kids in high school don't work. Look, I have somebody that's verifying. What happened to that John? Oh, people know him. You're getting in deep now. Know who? Who do they know? Mitch? You mean the one that left the mixtapes? Well, I mean, that's just totally true. The other was a rumor. But I mean, that was a long time ago. 33 years ago? This is why I spend my life like getting sued and banned. I literally can't do anything. I can't say anything. I can't even talk. Is Blair embarrassed by you? I would say probably. I mean, aren't most 15-year-old girls embarrassed by their mothers, much less when they're on social media? Yeah, I would think they would be. Not really embarrassed, but sort of. So that's one job. The next job is he's probably still rolling around with bald on top and a mullet and a ponytail. The mullet is a real commitment. I have seen some people lately, and I'm like, what? The point of the mullet, it's just not good. No mullets. No. So my son Russell is doing an internship at Carteret General Hospital. They call it job shadowing, and it's awesome. And I sent him in an Uber this morning because I cannot drive people at 6 in the morning. I'm giving up. I think that's why I was sick the day before, because I had done it the day before. Driving in the morning at 6 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 10 p.m. Yep. That's a lot of driving. And some of the places you have to drive are like 40 minutes away. I mean, it's a commitment being a mother in my house. He has really enjoyed observing the surgeries. He's doing orthopedic surgery, and he's really, I think, enjoying it. Your relationship with Phyllis is my favorite lately. Phyllis. I do love Phyllis. So I have a couple times a year, I have an event. Now, I've not had an event lately, and everybody's all in a snit over it. But I was just texting someone yesterday. I'm going to have an event in Edenton in April coming up this year, and my subscribers come. And I think we had 200 people at the last one for a whole weekend of fun. Is Amos still sleeping every other day? Yeah, that's another problem. Amos did go to bed last night. He went to bed at 2:30. So I am breaking him from staying up all night, but I need to go down there and wake him up by 10:30. So what his natural state is to stay up for like 20, I don't know, over a day and then sleep like 14 hours. It's Thursday. I was wrong. Yeah, I mean, all that driving will make you like make you rather like pay for somebody to have a car. You said it would be 2025 for the next Tales to get together. Well, Derek, April is 2025, right? 2025 is April. Last year I did a cruise. Oh, the cruise was tiring. How does he stay up all night? He just, I don't know, sits around and watches the TV. Yay! Kathy joined the Big Tanda channel. Why haven't you gotten the meds better? Well, because I'm not a scientist. We're trying. How long has Amos been sleeping like that? Oh, you know, since like April. Date in April, if you know. I don't yet, but I'm going to know. I've got my calendar on schedule for today. Look, Debbie just said moms have the biggest job and responsibility in a family. Dads cannot complete the jobs of a mom, even in marriages where the husbands do a lot. Mine is more of a traditional old school marriage where the husband just says, where are we next weekend? Which is fine with me. I can't imagine having someone else try to boss me. I wouldn't like that. But anyway, even my friends whose husbands do a lot, you know, more in terms of child rearing, they still are in charge. It'll be like, well, you have to talk to the husband because he's in charge of that. What does Amos take for a med change? He takes melatonin, guanfacine. He took trazodone, but we stopped that when he started taking risperidone. And he takes memantine. We see a great pediatric psychiatrist at Duke Autism. His name's Dr. Copeland. So anyway, I've just sent him another message yesterday. Yeah, the schedule of these people, I mean, it's hard. Will April work with your book tour? So yes, I have a book coming out with two friends, Kate Swenson and Carrie Cariello. And it's called Autism Out Loud, and it's coming out next spring. Did you try clonidine? I don't think we've ever had that. Are you responding to comments on Facebook or YouTube? A little bit of both, Jill. And if you're watching on the YouTube, make sure you like this video and subscribe. Only 59 out of 145 have done so. I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of August. And I'm trying to hit 30,000 followers on the Educated Debutante. Oh, so anyway, so Russell is doing this internship, and he's doing orthopedic surgery today. And then next week, he's a counselor in training at Camp Trinity. And then the next week, he is back doing a week of hospital internship. How did we get it? We reached out to somebody I knew at the hospital. I had done a speaking thing for them. Donated my time, which is nice. And Kate, is this a subscriber video? Well, yes, it's supposed to be for the subscribers, but you know it's open since I'm in trouble. Don't see a like button. Well, at the top of the video, I think, I don't know where the like button is. What do I know? He enjoyed the surgery, and yesterday he called me, and I was asleep because I didn't feel well. And he was like, I need your help now. So when I picked him up at lunchtime or whatever, he said, you didn't answer my phone. I said, well, I didn't feel well and I had my phone off. He goes, well, I was calling you because I needed help. I said, well, what did you need help with? He said, well, I didn't know where to go. I said, well, now why would you call me? I didn't know where to go. He said, well, I thought you could message somebody. I said, well, what did you do? He said, I figured it out. I was like, that is fantastic. So the summer to me is when they're real little, they're driving you crazy, right? They're up here and you're getting sunscreen on and you have to get them out of the house and you have to keep busy. Are you drinking already? I'm thinking about a finger I would like to point out, but I'm not going to do it because I could get in trouble. But I'm going to put you in timeout, Cosmic Vixen, or whatever the devil your name is. And click the 3 buttons to like the video, subscribe. He enjoyed it, but when I picked him up, he said, I don't think I'm going to go to medical school. I said, okay, well, but I thought you were enjoying the surgery or, whatever. He was like, well, I am, but medical school is 10 years, and I don't want to go to college, then 10 years of medical school. I was like, no, it's not. He goes, oh, yes, it is. That's what the doctors were telling me. It's 10 years. I was like, they are not talking about being in a classroom. Medical school is 4 years. It's college, 4 years, medical school, 4 years. And then you're doing an internship. He said, and a fellowship. He said, yeah, I know all that. I said, well, those are Kim Davidson in the world. You get paid for those. He goes, oh. So it's some of like what you're, I think we think, oh, our kids want to do this or that, but like give them a chance to find out. And so Russell's not working this summer. He's 16. He has worked for 2 summers before this. He worked at, let's see, he's 16. Maybe he's just worked 1 summer. Anyway, he worked, and what about physical therapy? He's done that a little bit. He didn't love that as much. Texas Tech Medical has a fast track. Oh, that's good. Well, anyway, my children, it mainly seems like do things and are like, well, I don't like that. And I'm like, well, great. Why doesn't Russell drive? Well, that's a question for Russell. Russell is off at boarding school, so he has not really had a chance to drive. And he's not terribly interested in driving. He doesn't really like driving. Gifted 5 memberships, Sandy Calhoun. Oh, well, that is the nicest thing I have ever seen. Well, look at there. That is amazing. This is why YouTube is sort of awesome. Sandy just gave 5 memberships. This is so great. Maybe he should consider becoming a PA. Listen, he wants to travel and be a doctor. He wants to work on like the Mercy ship. He could be a nurse. He could be a doctor. He could do whatever he wants. I don't care. I just want my children to know that the job you choose is the one, you're going to do it a long time, and 2, you need to pick a job that enables you to live the lifestyle you want. So if you want Valhalla, you got to be over on the YouTube to get the gifted membership. If you want to have a private jet, then you need to pick some sort of career path that I don't know about because I don't have one and I'm never going to have one. It's free to subscribe on YouTube, but memberships, you pay for a membership like you pay for a subscription on Facebook. And then the subscription on YouTube is free. Yes, so you want it to be something you like, and you want it to be something that pays for you to live the way you want. And I think that's something we don't really talk about to our children, and maybe that's a separate video, but I think it's real cute to be like, do what you love. But if you want to drive a brand new Jaguar and, have a helicopter pad at your house, then you're going to have to do something else. But if you're like, you know what, I don't need much. I've got my camper I'm living in and I'm happy as a clam, then that's great too. Being a military doctor. Well, that's a good idea, Kathy. That's not a bad idea. He could look into going to like the Naval Academy or the Air Force Academy. As a recruiter, I cannot stress enough the value of shadowing or internships. My son Thomas lived in London last summer and did international. He did something, and he was like, well, I definitely did not like that. And that was good to know. And then he also, when he was 15, his first job was as a dishwasher at Amos Mosquito, the same restaurant where my daughter is now working. All three of my children have worked, Amos Mosquito. And it's this awesome restaurant in Atlantic Beach. And I'm not supposed to plug for them in the summer because they're so busy. But it's real good. So anyway, and Thomas came home from work. He'd worked for a few days. I would drop him off in the morning at 8:30 and pick him up at like 12. And he was washing dishes. And he said, after the first week, I don't know why anybody would choose this job. And I remember I called my husband and was like, well, it's been worth it for him to have this job, right? Like, this is done. Because he kind of thought, well, you choose a job you love, right? Because that's kind of the rhetoric we give. But does anybody ever say, if you don't get an education, you're going to end up with a job you hate? Why can't you see comments on YouTube? Carlette, I think it's because you have to become a member. I mean, you have to subscribe. If you're not a subscriber, you can't see. Or you might have to set up a channel. I don't know. Blair for a while was keen on dentistry, but I think she's moved off from that. So anyway, it's good to know, like, let's be honest. Like, if you don't get an education, you're going to have a job you don't like because you can't get anything. You can't do anything else. Right. So we always worked. So that job where I was the Carlette, then I don't know. How do you see the comments on the YouTube? We're kind of old over here. We don't really know them. Hey, Mackenzie. I quit my job. Well, I didn't really quit. I kind of got fired because I was working the job, and then my parents and I were going to California, and I didn't take the time to tell the job that I was going to California for like 2 weeks. So when I got back, there was no job. But I think that's how it went down. But then I was like, can I just babysit? Like, I can make more money babysitting, and I don't have to, drive. Plenty of educated people with jobs they hate. Well, Ellen, you're probably not wrong, but just go with me here for a minute. If you have an education, you at least have some options to some different jobs, right? Versus not having an education. So I have a PhD in education, right? So what jobs can I do? I could teach at a college. I could teach at a community college. I could be a teacher. I could go work for a while and try to be a vice principal. I could be a vlogger. I have a child life specialty certificate. I could go work in a hospital. Like, I have options, where if I didn't have anything, it'd be like, what are your options? You could take a lot of options off the list, Look, Shablitz. I didn't go to college, and I made sure my kids went to college. college is not, I mean, what do you really learn in college? I don't remember anything that I learned. College to me is more the experience of being away from home, and it's a big part of your like brain development. Your oldest grandson wants to be an optometrist. It's my family. Heather Cox Richardson gets 2 million views on her live chats. Darn. And I got 160. Heather Cox Richardson, I hope, has a helicopter at this point because Adrian would. And everybody be like, she's flying around on a helicopter. And I'd be like, you damn straight. You damn tootin'. Trade schools are excellent. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Let him come shadow at ECU Health in Greenville. Oh, Holly, that would be good. Well, I told him, I said, if you like this summer, then next summer, if you want to, you could do this at Duke Hospital. Though, can you imagine trying to get all that worked out? But anyway, he went to a camp this summer, an engineering camp, and he came back and was like, I do not want to be an engineer. Well, good. Then we take that off the list. Shablitz, I love you. They're like, you're going to get there, Adrian. You're new to the platform. I'm not going to be Heather Cox Richardson. She's eloquent. She's smart. She interprets the news. I'm fairly certain there's no way she has 3 teenagers that she's juggling and a person with autism because I just don't have the time. Doctors Without Borders. Yes, he likes the idea of doing a mercy ship. So I said that you could do that one summer. I don't know how that works, but we can find out if you could go be an intern on the mercy ship. Anyway, try to keep people's options open. My first job, well, I lived in Aspen as a ski instructor between college and graduate school. And then what else did I do? I was an early interventionist. I worked in a child care program. And that's when I went back to get my PhD because I was like, I cannot change diapers all day long. This is torture. And then I was a researcher at Frank Porter Graham Child Development Institute, and I really enjoyed that. I worked from home before people worked from home. That was in 1996. I was working from home. So long ago that I couldn't sit on the beach and work because the internet was on the computer. I had to come up here and, when you like connected to the internet, and it would make that noise. And then I sold hurricane shutters. I sold wood floors. I did all sorts of stuff to try to, make some money when my kids were little and I wanted to be home with them. And then I started this magical path 8 years ago in November. 8 years ago. Oh, I was a nanny, for John Oates. Because your kiss is on my list. Facebook, I don't own that music. And this has been great. I didn't think about like, what am I going to do? What kind of job am I going to have? Like, I never got to the point where I thought, what will I do when my kids get older? Well, one thing I've realized is teenagers take up just as much, if not more time than toddlers because there's driving and managing and overseeing. But yeah, next summer, I probably won't be driving anybody around anymore, and that'll be delightful. But I have this 10-year-old with autism that I have to keep busy and on track and doing stuff. And, what is that going to look like? You are a hard-boiled egg yapping about eggs. mean, who are these nut jobs? I swear they're, are they like small children whose parents are at work? Put user in timeout. Well, I can't put that user in timeout. What am I going to do with him? I'm going to remove him. Huh. Johnny Rangus. Well, I can't get rid of him for some reason. Hide user on this channel. Oh. His messages will be hidden. It's sort of awesome. So there you go. Carry on, my people. How is Amos sleeping? Okay. Okay, we're gonna work on that. Trazodone. Amos struggles with certain medicines, SSRIs, because they cause him to have tics, and tics like maybe it's eye squinting for him. He causes a breathing tic where he's like, and then it turned into 2 summers ago. Was it 2 summers ago or last summer? No, maybe it was 3 summers ago. A breathing tic where we had to go to the hospital, and they thought he had cyclical vomiting syndrome, but it was just because he was doing this heavy breathing thing. So anyway, we have to be cautious about what medicine we use so we don't create more problems, you know? But glad to see y'all here. Carry on. Come over. Join the YouTube. Make sure you follow, subscribe, member, something.